Hello my beautiful makeup lovers! Thank you so much for tuning in with me today and a very warm welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna do a tag video and it's gonna be the Makeup Memories tag that has been originally created by Nisipisa. It's always hard for me to remember how to say her name, but I love the channel. It's a really entertaining one. It's a really funny one. Definitely check out her channel and the video. I'm gonna link both down below. And also I watched 3 other videos. I not watched more than 3 other videos on this tag, but 3 that immediately come to my mind that I enjoyed a lot watching. And these were the ones from Angelica Nyquist, from Lacie from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, and from Ola Quinn. And I'm gonna link all the 3 videos also down below, so you can find your way to those as well in case you enjoy the tag and you want to see different takes on it. I think this is also always really fun to do, and so I'm just gonna dive into it now because I really like to do tag videos and to see which kind of different things people come up with. It's so much fun. And well, enough rambling. Let's start with the first question. So the first question is, or the first answer I should give is, what is my oldest makeup item in my collection? And I have to say that I'm not someone who keeps a lot of makeup if I don't use it a lot, and I did not used to be so much into makeup for such a long time actually. And so until very not super long ago, I used to throw out a lot of things all the time, and that was yeah, always really rigorous. Like there was no mercy in it. So I don't have like super old items, but one that stayed with me throughout the years is one eyeshadow palette from Kiko Milano, and that is the Queen of Hearts eyeshadow palette in Elegant Ebony. Was part of some limited edition ones, and that's how it looks like. It still has this super stupid applicator that actually I did use. God help me, I did actually use that. So this is the palette. It's just a quad, very mauve toned. I'm generally really liking mauve. It's really reflective, I'm sorry about that. Like, I'm really liking mauve toned palette, always have. And so this one was one of the ones that stayed with me a lot of time in collection, and I always did the same look when I used this palette. So you can see maybe that this one has a big dent, this one as well. These two not so much because I did not use to darken up my looks too much. So this is a palette that I have now. I think I have it since 5 years or something like that. So you can see it's not super old, but to me it's one that I could never get rid of because I used to love this so much. And yeah, that's definitely the oldest item in my collection. So let's move on to the next question, and this is the question: the very first makeup item you ever purchased. So I remember my very first makeup item. I have like a vague memory of it, so actually I don't even know really if my parents paid for it or if I did pay for it from my, pocket money. But I remember I had this kind of shimmery tinted lip balm, I would call it, from Barbie that I'm pretty sure my parents bought it, but in my mind I did buy it, and I would put this on all the time, when I played dress up in front of the mirror and stuff like this. I would always put this on, and I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. I think that I just lost it at some point, but I do remember this really well in kind of my childhood being there, and I was super proud of it. Maybe I can find a picture and leave it up here. I mean, it was, I think it was kind of scented with this kind of typical Barbie smell, when you bought these Barbies and they came with a perfume, they always had the same smell, and this lip balm, lipstick, however you want to call it, had exactly the same smell. So I have this smell in my mind, and all the time, like I have a cousin who's still very young. She's like 6 now, I think, and she also has Barbies, and I smelled one day when I played with her Barbies, I smelled this and I was like, that's my childhood there, right there, that's my childhood. So yeah, this lipstick, I was so proud of it and I loved it so much, and yeah, that was definitely the first item that I bought or I made my parents buy for me. I don't really remember, to be entirely honest. Okay, let's move on to the third question. The third question is your favorite of your makeup areas. So that's pretty simple actually. I was thinking about it for a while before I started filming. And I have to say it's now, because now is the time that I feel the most comfortable with my makeup. I know that's like, of course now, you know, but of course, why would I, you know, do my makeup different now if I liked it before better? I don't know, like, but I really enjoy the way now that I am comfortable doing my makeup. I haven't been that comfortable doing always really colorful makeup for some time, because also the field I'm working in is not super like appreciative of eye looks like this, but I do love it, and I just love that I have now also for the first time in my life a little bit of more extra money to buy actually palettes I'm really into. I'm really starting to get also, since not just starting, I over this year started to get more into indie brands, which was also a really nice discovery for me. And so I'm really happy with where I am now. So I have to say it's now, even though that's like, girl, you didn't even think about it, but I did. I really did, and it's definitely now that I'm the most happy with how I do my makeup. And yeah, that's just gonna be my answer on this question. So the fourth question then is the opposite, the darkest of my makeup areas. And I have to say that yes, it's school time. It is school time. I used to do this look. I had this foundation from, it was kind of this stick foundation from Maybelline. If I find a picture, I leave it up here again. And it was like the stick foundation that I bought like 5 times too dark for me. And because I thought, oh, I have to look a bit more tan, you know. And well, I just looked weird, let's face it. And I wouldn't set it or anything, you know, I just put it on, and it was a really moisturizing one, so I looked like a grease ball every time at the end of the day. And every time with this, I would put like a brown eyeshadow, like really warm toned brown eyeshadow, like all over my lid, just with my finger. Like, I didn't have makeup brushes back then. And then I would put mascara, and I would put down like really strong black eyeliner. And guys, I was a very pale person. Like, I am a pale person. What am I saying? I am a pale person. And boy, if I see pictures now from me at this time with this kind of too dark foundation with just the eyes done, and oh my god, I look so terrible. I look like so obviously makeup, and I don't know, that was really not my time. But somehow, I don't know, like I did not have a lot of people in my life, also in my family, that are really into makeup, so I could learn from them. Also back then there was no YouTube, so I couldn't go there. The only thing I had was magazines maybe, but I was never someone who bought like a bunch of magazines. So I kind of just did what I felt I had to do, and it was pretty terrible, but well, I felt good, you know. I think that's the most important thing. I did feel good with it at this time. It gave me confidence in a time that you really needed. So I guess it was not all that bad, but boy, that was not pretty. That was not pretty. Okay, so my best makeup related memory. So my best makeup related memory is actually when I started getting into reading blogs on makeup, when I actually discovered the big beauty community on YouTube. I didn't dive in directly as a creator. I have been on YouTube watching makeup things for much more time than I'm here now. And I really enjoyed coming to this kind of community through blogs and through YouTube, and find out there are people who are just as helpless as you, because that must be the reason why there are so many how-to videos there. So for me it was really a big discovery when I just could go to YouTube and finally see, oh, this is how it's done. That's how you do your foundation. You actually have to buy a shade that actually matches your neck, you know. Kind of the moment, but I had to learn that. And also just, you know, discovering how many different techniques there are, just the world of how much different products you could use that are really just made for you, like especially complexion products. I never knew what to go for, and now I feel like I have, or as when I started watching these videos, I felt like, okay, Bianca, you did really bad all your life up till now, and now you finally know that probably a foundation that's like medium skin type is not for you, and also that a blush that's like super pink and put it super pigmented on your cheeks is not super flattering for you. So I'm really happy. Like, I remember it was a time sounds like super long ago. It's not that super long ago, but I remember it as a moment where I actually discovered, okay, I can actually make a makeup work for me, and that was really nice. Okay, so let's move on to my worst makeup related memory. Okay, so my worst makeup related memory is, I thought about this before. I thought about the questions before I actually started the video, obviously. But I have to say, my worst memory is actually, it's not super bad or anything, but I do remember when I was like in school, and I did try to change up this whole mess that I just described. I tried to fix it and tried some things, and obviously you don't do very well on the first, like at least I didn't do really well on the first take. So my worst memory on this is actually like that I tried different things and people would be like, oh, what are you doing? That looks terrible. And I mean, kids are super cruel and judgmental, we all know that, but I was someone who definitely was like, okay, then I don't do it, you know, and kind of resolved in me not doing any makeup anymore. At some point I was like in a phase where it really was just like, okay, I'm gonna put on some mascara and that's it. And it kind of resulted into that, and that's kind of my worst memory on it, that I really got myself kind of shamed into the corner to not try new things, to be like, what are you doing? You know, I grew up in a really small town, so these kind of things came really fast. And yeah, so I kind of don't remember this nicely. There was a couple of days, you know, when I tried something different that people would give me really nasty comments. And yeah, so that's not a fun thing to think back. And yeah, so that's nothing I like to think about, let's say. Okay, so the next question, the 7th, is old flame products that is something you use to hardcore co-ed. So, okay, I have one product that I used, even though when I had my no makeup period, I always used, because I always had kind of a bad complexion. So, and this is this powder from, one second, this powder from Manhattan Cosmetics, and that's how it looks like. You can see I hit a hardcore pan on this, but this is like a compact powder that is against breakouts and antibacterial. It's mattifying and everything, and it's from their kind of skincare line. Actually, it's not like in Germany. Ooh, that was my phone. In Germany, that's not sold in the makeup section, but in the skincare section, let's say. And so I bought this, and I think this is like, I don't know, like, I don't even know how many of this I bought. I would just, you know, put on mascara, dust this all over my face super strong, and that's it. And I bought probably like 20 of those. I'm not kidding. Like, this was something that I emptied entirely, and this is my oldest one. I think I haven't used it like in probably a year, more or less. And yeah, so I really went into this. I used so many of those, and now I don't even like it anymore. And yeah, so but this was something that stayed with me every time. And I remember the time when I used to live in the Netherlands and they didn't have that there, that product. And when I went back to Germany, I would buy like 2 or 3 of those just to make sure that I still have it. And yeah, I don't do that anymore, but I did used to do that. Okay, so let's move on to the last question. And the last question is, if you could go back in time and tell your younger self something about makeup, what would you say? So, first of all, I would say, as I already mentioned, there are different lighter shades for you that fit you better. But also I would tell me, don't worry about what other people say. It doesn't have to be perfect at the first try, and you're going to get there. And once you get there, they will be asking you, how did you do that? And that's kind of the thing that I wish I would just have discovered before. So therefore I would tell my younger self this definitely. Just do with makeup what you want. Don't be ashamed of if something doesn't work out 100% and people are coming and say like, what the hell did you do? Like, don't give a crap about this. It doesn't matter. It matters that you feel good, that I feel good, and not what the others think. I mean, this is like so general and could apply to everything in life basically, but definitely with makeup, I wish I would have been a bit more experimental and wouldn't have like just shied away and drifted off into this area of no makeup basically. And yeah, I'm happy that since some time now I'm back on track and I'm confident to use all the makeup that I want and to look however I want to. And I would definitely tell myself that to not give up and just keep on doing stuff and use the things that I feel good about and that make me feel good. So yeah, that's basically it. I think these were all the questions. Yep, these were all the questions. So yeah, I would be curious, what are your answers to these questions? Like, especially like, how did you used to do your makeup? I think that's so funny to see sometimes, and I would be so interested. And then let me know, maybe you did this video as well and I haven't come across it yet, so just leave it down there. I would definitely love to check it out. And yeah, so please give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of video. Please consider subscribing to my channel so I can see you here for my next video. Bye bye!